Hey everyone, Jake here from CVP, and today we are going to take a look back at our favourite pieces of kit that were released in 2023. These are in no particular order, but let's get started with the Cooke SP3s, which were announced back in September, and we were fortunate enough to know about these well in advance, so we managed to give Cooke some feedback along the creation process. The final product is incredibly special. Cooke tackling this area of the market was a major step for them, and I think them doing so made a few people realise how much our industry has changed. The SP3s will allow a whole new level of filmmaker access to the legendary Cooke look that people have been lusting over for years. They pair vintage speed panker optical design with an incredibly light, compact, solid housing designed for the modern camera landscape. The images that they can capture are gorgeous, and we loved using them while we could. Back in May, Red released the KOMODO-X. We love our Red Komodo, but are looking to refresh it, and this will most likely be with the KOMODO-X. For the work that we do, the workflow of Red just works for us. We can shoot low compression RAW that gives us a really malleable but detailed and great looking image for us to finesse in post without us needing loads and loads of hard drive space. The KOMODO-X takes everything fantastic about the Komodo, but improves on it in several key ways, and for people who long for a Raptor, this could be a nice middle ground between that and a Komodo. Even though it looks to share the same sensor as the Komodo, Red has definitely refined it and the components that sit around it to improve the overall image and colour science. It's a really nice step up from the Komodo, and I've seen some fantastic work shot with them this year. A 24-105mm f2.8 is something that people have been dreaming about for years, and in November, Canon announced the 24-105mm f2.8 LIS-USN-Z lens. The lens is a match made in heaven, and a very impressive technological feat from Canon. It produces a sharp, clean, modern looking image, solid optical stabilisation, and performs well for both photo and video shooters. From the looks of the feedback on our initial review, people seem to be excited to get their hands on it. It's hopefully a sign of things to come from Canon as well. Currently there are only a few video focused cameras available on the market that will be able to be used with this lens, so fingers crossed, 2024 is a big year for Canon with more Z lenses and RF mount cinema cameras. If you want to see exactly what it can do, check out our video on it if you haven't already. In September, Sony announced their latest cinema line camera, the Burano. This can be kind of seen as the spiritual successor to the F55. It sits between the FX9 and the Venice and has a blend of features of both of them that we haven't really seen in a camera like this before. It features a full frame 8.6K sensor, rated to capture 16 stops of dynamic range, has the ability to record 8.6K up to 30p, 6K up to 60p, and 4K up to 120p in a mix of XOCN RAW and XAVC to affordable CF Express Type B media, colour science similar to the Venice 2, Sony's AI-driven autofocus system, 5-axis sensor stabilisation, an electronic 0.6 to 2.1 variable ND filter, all inside a newly designed robust but kind of lightweight body. It's a very impressive camera that I, as well as many others, can't wait to start shipping next year. So if you want to learn more before it hits the market, check out our full review, link to which is in the description below. Back in April, Modulate announced their series of tuner variable lens adapters. These should be available on our website now, and I'm excited to test them further in an upcoming video. These are the brainchild of legendary optical designer Ian Neal, who has designed a huge range of cinema lenses throughout the years. They are effectively mirrorless mount lens adapters that allow you to dial in a certain vintage look. Each adapter is variable, where you can dial in the look from subtle to intense. You can think of the tuners as zoom lenses that as you adjust the intensity, you are zooming aberrations instead of your focal length. There are 3 models currently, the L1 that is inspired by the Baltar look, L2 which is inspired by the K35 look, and L3 which is based around classic anamorphic characteristics chosen by Ian Neal. They are currently available in RF and E mount to EF or PL mount lenses. We are planning on doing a video on them very soon, so let us know if you have any questions or what you want to see tested with them in the comments below. Fujifilm released the GFX 100 II back in September, and Joe actually managed to get over to Stockholm early to check it out, and as he's a big lover of the original GFX 100, he absolutely loves this camera. I managed to check it out for the first time at our new showroom opening, where I captured a range of stills before and during the opening, and I was blown away by the level of detail and colour that this incredible camera can capture. It's a pretty unique camera for video acquisition too, and Fuji are really committed to improving their cameras for video shooters, which is really great to see. At NAB in April, Nissi announced their series of Athena cinema primes, and in August we managed to put them through their paces. During our time testing them, they well and truly impressed us, exceeding our expectations of affordable cinema primes. They are well built, small and solid cine style primes with a nice bright aperture and clean sharp modern optics. But they don't have too much character to them. Their clean image will be incredibly versatile for an owner-operator. I still want to get my hands on a mirrorless mount set of these because they have Nissi's rear filter system built in, and I really want to test that out as this could be an excellent option for many E, RF and L mount camera users. They really are priced very well considering the images that you can capture with them, so if you're in the market for some new lenses, these are definitely worth checking out. In November, Sony announced the A9 III, and it's the world's first consumer available mirrorless camera that uses a full frame global shutter sensor. I was lucky enough to be invited over to Turkey by Sony to test it out, and it was a really unique and interesting experience. This new camera is a seismic leap for photographers, as this incredibly fast sensor and processing is breaking down limitations that have been in place since the creation of digital sensor cameras. This includes no jello effect when using electronic shutter, no light source splitting, an insane maximum burst frame rate of 120 frames per second, and increased flashing speeds. It's incredible what Sony has managed with this camera, and I think it's a monumental moment for digital imaging tech, and hopefully the start of more and more cameras using full frame global shutter sensors. Fingers crossed it's a sign of things to come in Sony's more video or cine focused cameras. I would love to see this sensor in a new version of the FX9 for example. I really want to get the A9 III into the studio to run it through some proper testing, as there are some potential drawbacks of global shutter sensors that rolling shutter sensors may not have, such as limited dynamic range. Let us know if you want to see some proper testing with it down in the comments below. The Rode Wireless Pro was announced back in August and has become one of our best selling pieces of audio kit because it offers such excellent value for money. At £399, it offers a range of features that make it a Swiss Army knife wireless audio set for so many people, and an excellent step up from Rode's previous wireless Go's. It comes with 2 transmitters and a single receiver which can receive feeds from both of the transmitters simultaneously, the ability to generate timecode sync internally, and locking 3.5mm mic connectors. But one of the biggest features added is the ability to record 32-bit float audio directly on the units, while still outputting to your camera or recorder. This is a serious game changer, especially at this price. Combine that with the long list of features it also has, nice size and great price, and you have a product that is going to be such a great option for so many people. All the way back in January, Panasonic announced the Lumix S5 II and S5 IIX, and they are still 2 of the best value propositions in the sub £2,000 hybrid mirrorless space. This was a pretty big announcement for Panasonic, mainly because they were the first mirrorless cameras from them to feature phase detect autofocus, and it's an excellent system that definitely holds up when compared to Canon and Sony. They are also very well spec'd stills and video cameras, with the X being the more video orientated one out of the 2. Both can produce excellent imagery and are great to use, all while being very well priced. There's a few products that didn't make it onto the list that we did want to mention anyway. Ingenue released the EZ3, which can go between a Super 35, 45 to 165mm t2.3 to 3, or a full frame 68 to 250mm t3.5 to 4, which are some excellent ranges in a single lens this size. The coverage is changed by swapping the rear group of the lens, which is now incredibly easy thanks to the EZ3's updated design. The image looks really nice from this lens. It has low CA and breathing with that signature Ingenue look. Arri announced their new series of filters for their signature primes and zooms, the Impression series. These new filters are essentially a very clever set of negative and positive diopters that will allow you to manipulate and tune the look these lenses will give you. They also announced the SkyPanel-X, which is an incredibly modular RGB ACL LED panel system. This light has been designed to be as flexible as possible. It can easily go from a beautiful soft light to a punchy hard light by simply changing the modifier. It's an incredibly versatile system that will become the new industry standard for LED panels over the next couple of years. Blackmagic released the Cinema Camera 6K. This is Blackmagic's first camera to feature a full frame sensor, and it can produce some really nice imagery. It also uses Panasonic's L mount, which is a first for any Blackmagic camera. While it might not be the form factor that people wanted, it's hopefully a sign of things to come from Blackmagic, and if they can nail a more traditionally shaped cinema camera or camcorder design, I think they'll be onto a serious winner. Bright Tangerine have been showing off their upcoming shoulder plate system, which we saw at IBC and really like the look of. This should be fully released next year, and I can't wait to use it more. Deity released their C23 cable for the FX3 and 30, which is a really nice, clean solution to use the multi-port on the camera to jam timecode. I really like the Velcro for attaching it to the Deity TC1, it's a really smart and clean design. DJI released the RS3 Mini, which is a really awesome gimbal package for its very affordable price point. It's light while not compromising loads on features and maximum payload. It's a really great choice for solo shooters using mirrorless cameras. Laowa released their Ranger series of affordable full-frame cinema zooms, and one of which is the 28-75mm t2.9, which is a lens that I've been waiting to hit the market for years, and it's a great option for a general-purpose cine zoom that doesn't break the bank. We've created videos about a lot of the kit that we've mentioned here, so I've made a playlist which is in the description below. And I just want to say a big thank you for everyone who's watched across the year. We really appreciate the amazing community that we're trying to build here, so thank you for being a part of it. Have a great holiday break, and we'll see you in the new year.